6:22 right now on Morning Live. You know, the tone and mood of an entire wedding can be set out just by the invitation. With second and third marriages, destination weddings, elopements, making the right statement can hang on the turn of a phrase. Megan Edgar has of a list invitations is here to help us set the mood, because when you get this in the mail, that really kind of tells you, gives you an idea of what to expect on the wedding day and kind of how to dress and even the gift, right?
Absolutely. The invitation really sets the tone for the wedding, whether or not you're going to go traditional or non-traditional. It really sets it all up so guests can know what to expect.
Okay, and you set up, you make your own invitations, do like cover everything, help the couple with the writing as well.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a lot more traditional or non-traditional ones?
The trend today is towards non-traditional for sure.
Yeah, you want to stand out, don't you?
Yeah,
and a lot
absolutely.
of these really stand out. Let's start off with this one here, because even the envelope really stands out, right?
So that's the RSVP card inside it.
Okay.
Yep. So this one just folds together like a flower.
Right.
It's a petal fold invitation. These are becoming very popular.
Okay.
The important thing to remember about non-traditional invitations is that sometimes they are a little bit more expensive to mail because of the irregular size.
Right, right.
So just have to keep that in mind. They do tend to be a little bit more expensive.
Okay, so that's going to add to the cost. Also very important, whose name you put on the envelope, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who you address the envelope to is who you want invited to the wedding. If you want your cousin and his girlfriend, if you know her name, you put her name.
Okay.
If you don't...
That means he's stuck bringing her to the wedding.
Well, you know, you're allowed to bring a guest.
Yes,
that's
yes,
what it's
that's
stating.
right. That's right.
But if you want somebody and, you know, you're trying to keep the guest list small, then you just put that name. You don't put and guest, you just leave it.
Okay, or and family, right? Because
Absolutely.
sometimes there's that touchy issue of, okay, we've got to cut the list off somewhere, so maybe children aren't going. How do you delicately do that?
Well, if you want adult only, then you state that right on the invitation, adult only reception or adult reception. But those are pretty much the only words you should use. You should never say no children or anything like that.
Very good.
Just specify. It's very proper etiquette.
Okay, very, very good. So we've got kind of the whole gamut here. I want to show this one here because it's our own Kate Stutzman's invitation. She's got a private, kind of a non-traditional wedding coming up. And so that this kind of sets the tone too. It's all on one card, right? All the information's on one card. And it says that the receptions, or actually she's having a private wedding, right? And then the cocktail wedding is to follow.
Yeah. She's having a private wedding before with her family and his family. And then afterwards, it's a big reception. So
okay,
yeah,
excellent. Kind of a big cocktail party.
Yeah, and they didn't have an RSVP card, and this is sort of a trend that's starting now too. What with everyone going green, it's a way to save paper. It also saves on a little bit of cost because then you don't have to include the RSVP card and you don't have to include the stamps.
Yes, right. Yeah. So it's a lot of email RSVP,
absolutely,
right? Which is what we're seeing. I noticed this one too on the table. It's for a destination wedding. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, when you get one of these, is there a plane ticket in there as well, right?
Exactly. That's maybe something that you want to try to budget for and you want to go to, yeah.
Good idea. Sure. Now, anything that you see that we're trending away from right now?
I think that the very plain invitations we're trending away from.
Right.
Those ones tend to be a little bit boring, I guess.
Okay.
It's kind of, everyone wants to see something different when they open an invitation, so you don't want, you know, just a monochromatic invitation anymore.
And actually, we've got some JPEGs here. So this is a beautiful one here with the cake already on there.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells me right away, okay, this isn't a very traditional wedding. This is going to be a nice, fun wedding, right?
Absolutely.
We'll go along to the next shot here. Oh, getting parents involved too in the names, right?
Yes, it's really important depending on who's hosting the wedding. If your parents are contributing money, this is generally the way that you figure it out.
Right.
You would absolutely include their names on the invitation. Absolutely.
This one's very beautiful too, just nice and simple, right?
Yes, this is after they've gone and eloped at a destination wedding. They've come home.
Okay.
People are doing this a lot nowadays, and then they still want to have a reception and have all their friends and family, so they would invite to a cocktail party or a dinner afterwards.
I want to point this one out too because, can we just go back to that one, Chantel? Is that possible? Because on that one, you don't have the numbers of the dates and everything. You have it actually written out. There we go.
Right,
there. July 18th, 2009. Does that signify something?
No, it's just a little bit more formal, more proper etiquette, I guess. Some people put numerical digits on there, but writing the name out or writing the date out is better.
Okay. Now, do you have a website where people can get a hold of you?
Absolutely. It's www.a-listinvitations.ca or .com, sorry.
Excellent, excellent. And how long ahead of time should you think about if your wedding, say 6 months ahead, when should you get the invitations out?
For us, it's, to actual mail the
Right.
invitations, you should mail them at least 6 weeks before the wedding. Allow
Okay.
your guests a couple weeks, and you want to get those invitations. You have to tell the numbers usually
Right.
at least minimum 2 weeks before
Okay.
the wedding.
So when should we see you? A lot longer before that,
definitely,
right? Yes.
Probably 6 months before to 4 months if possible. If not, we can speed things up, but
Okay,
it's
great.
ideal.
Okay, thanks so much, Megan. Great
Thank
to have you
you.
on the show, and congratulations again to Kate and Mike. Well, we're heading back with more news at 8:30.